Hey everybody, John here once again. I want to thank you for subscribing. All the videos, all the subscriptions to the videos have been great, and I greatly appreciate it. Today we're going to talk about my 86 Goldwing like we did before. I want to go over a couple little toys I added to it, some new features, and I want to point out two things. When I did the alternator conversion project, I didn't have a shirt on. I got a complaint. Here's a shirt and a jacket on. Part of that has to do with it's the middle of November and it's 27 degrees here in northeast Wisconsin. The other thing I want to point out is if you get a chance, go check out my my stereo installation, and I want you to understand that the process of it is the same. It's just a shite video, and I really should have done a better job. And I'll show you in a couple minutes what I did that was different. So let me get out of frame here for a second. I want to point out that what I've used before for the stereo in the bike is one that's made by the company called Pyle. And Pyle has done a fantastic job of living up to their name of Pyle. Now, although it's spelled P-Y-L-E, right? It says Pyle there. And if we look, it says Pyle there. It really is truly a pile of crap. And I'm just sick of it. It has been absolute garbage, a headache, and nothing good has come from it yet. So that said, the speakers are bad. 300 watt stereo, 300 watt speakers. I blew through 2 sets of speakers. Should never have happened. Pyle won't get back to me. They won't help me out. They're garbage. And I'm going to tell you, I threw this away, and I thought, hey, I'm going to make this video. So now it feels really good to throw the damn thing away again. And out of that, speaker 1, speaker 2, and just be done with it. Now I don't know if I made the brackets on the last stereo instructions. I did get rid of the brackets I had on there and went a little less tech on it. Although you can see the cords behind there. To me, it really isn't a big deal to hide this. If I was to put something on this luggage rack, you'd never see it anyways. So what I did is lost what I was going to show you guys. Well, dang it. Oh, there it is. So what I did is I went to Walmart and I bought their Velcro. This is some heavy duty stuff. It shows a fire extinguisher on there for showing that it's industrial strength, and it really has been absolutely fantastic. Now there's a couple things that you have to understand when it comes to prep. When it comes to prep, I don't care what the surface is. Make sure you wash it down, obviously, but then you absolutely need to go over it with rubbing alcohol. If you don't go over it with rubbing alcohol, nothing is going to stick. So, I guess the one thing I'll point out is the stereo is now covered in diamond plate. And the reason for that is the old speakers I had on here had the L brackets coming up, and that one on that side actually snapped off and took a big chunk out of the trunk. So I had to call up Progressive and I said, hey, what kind of coverage do I have? And they said, well, you've got this. So there it was all plastic welded. It was, cost-wise it wasn't bad. They quoted me at the garage for, I think, $1,100 or $1,250, I think it was. And I got a $250 deductible on it. And Progressive said, well, here's a check for $1,000 because, you've got, we'll take off the $250 for your deductible. And I looked at the guy and I said, what happens if it costs less? And he puts his fingers up to his ears and goes, la 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 la. I was like, done, okay. So I went to the garage and I said, hey, what's this actually going to cost me? So he says it's going to cost about $300 to repair it, and then to paint it would be where the extra cost comes in. And I said, I don't want to paint it. I'm going to tell you why. It would look really stupid painting the trunk when the rest of it is already weather faded. Again, this is a 1986. I just don't think it would have looked good, so I stayed away from it. So one of the things that they did to reinforce it is they put diamond plate on the outside, and I don't know where I went with them. I've got little chunks of diamond plate that they had put on the inside as well. So what it is like a little square piece where the holes are here, and it's probably about that big, came across there. So all it did was give me extra support. I didn't like the L brackets I put on there. It looked kind of ghetto. I wasn't a big fan of it. It just needed to be done something different. That industrial Velcro has been absolutely phenomenal. So if you look, I've also got something else on here I'm going to show off in a minute, but I wanted to let you know that go to any garage you have, go to any local mechanic, anyone that you can think to go to that would have this information. There has to be a metal worker somewhere in your area. I highly recommend it. So when it comes to doing a stereo installation, don't use wood like I did and really mess it up and make an absolutely horrible video. And again, I apologize for that video, but you know, it's done and it's over with. So I got matching diamond plate on there because of the fact that, you know, I got diamond plate on the back, why not put it there? Went to the guy, he carved it all the dimensions for me. Remember the voltage meter that I got with the alternator conversion, and it's all set and everything works perfect. Again, pile is garbage. I had to get rid of it. So one of the things that I did is I went and I looked for a stereo that had the same dimensions as the pile, but I got a lucky surprise. And a lucky surprise is, if you remember, my voltage meter actually has a blue LED to it. My stereo also has a blue LED, so hopefully that'll shine in a little bit there. Okay, so that I thought was kind of cool. It was like one of those happy mistakes. You know, that pile stereo, I think I paid close to $100 for. Speakers put me over that. And that stereo that I just showed you, I got out of Pawn America for $7. Shop around, find something good. Remember the dimensions. So I'm going to go back to the pile in the trash. You need to make sure it's a short box and not a long one. The standard ones actually come out to probably about here. Do not get the long one. You need the short one or else it won't fit in the bike. Ooh, it feels good to throw it away a third time. So, why am I making this video? You know what speakers look like. You know what stereos look like. I've showed you that stuff. But I got to show you the new toy. And this is something that I have to show you. I've really thoroughly enjoyed this. And it's going to get right back to what I've got over there next to the Velcro. So again, I got an alternator on here, so that means I get to do whatever I want, however I want. So I figure, why not more lights? I'll point out that I did install new fog lights, and those are 500 or 5,000 lumen. I'll state that when I got the bike, it came with the side marker, which could have been the reason why the stator died on it. But, you know, I had to do more. So let me show you what more looks like. Okay, it's dark. Probably should have turned this thing on first before I did that. We're going to come over here. I'm going to grab the keys. I'm going to turn it on. And I'm going to show you my glowing, beautiful baby. So how do you pass up on having white glowing lights all around your bike? I can't tell you how much better I feel at night driving, knowing that I've got this much light coming off my bike so the other drivers can see me in the middle of the night. Nothing special about fog lights. Fog lights are fog lights. Again, they're 5,000 lumens. I'm going to tell you right now, 5,000 lumens sounds like a fantastic number. They do flashing, don't care, but it's still not as good as the high beams. So I thought that was kind of a pleasant surprise. I really thought that they would put out more than the high beams. But I'm going to tell you right now, those lights combined with the high beams, you just don't go wrong. So I'm not going to get into a tutorial on how I put those in because I forgot to do it when I created it this summer. Or was it last summer? I think it was last summer I put those on. So here's what I did. Underneath the saddlebag, I'm going to use my foot for this, right across here obviously is where the LED strip is sitting. Now I got these LED strips from Walmart also. They're flex starlights. That looks a little better. You have to understand that most states may not allow side lights like this. Wisconsin just passed that law. I think it was November 2016. So I either put these lights in I think I put the lights in last year, so November 2015, Wisconsin finally allowed you to have side lights on your bike. So you can't have red for emergency purposes because they don't want you to be confused for a cop, which makes sense. I get it, but I wanted white anyways because I need that bike to be as visible as possible throughout the night. So I took and I washed down, like I said, with soap and water down here, and then I took the rubbing alcohol and I just went across the rubbing alcohol. The adhesive that's on these strips, and they're all the same size, so it's just that rubbing alcohol made the difference. I've had these on, like I said, for, well, I guess 2 years now, or pretty close to 2 years, and I haven't had them fall off once yet. And so that part is that part's really good, and I kind of like that. So I'm going to try and get this set up. If you want to watch the alternator conversion, you know, there's some things you need to take the seat off. Boom, there goes the seat. Take it off, don't care. I had to cut the wires on the LED strips because of the fact that it comes in a white and there was no way to feed it through here the way I wanted it fed through. So I have the side markers on the bike, and I pointed that out for a reason. There's already holes in my saddlebags for those lights. So all I did is I attached the lights, ran them up through the saddlebag, and then into the seat, and then I wired it. I think I even added a little extra wire to make sure I had the room. But there's a bunch of junk, but here's the wires coming up for the lights. So then from there, I did what everyone should do. You don't run to the battery, obviously, you run to your fuse box. So when the bike is turned on, then you've got the light you need when the bike's on. So I hope that helps everybody. I don't, like I said, it's the middle of November. I don't perceive myself making any more videos this year. And to be honest, I'm not sure what other video I could make. I'm very happy with the bike. It's done a lot of good stuff for me. The only hiccup I have is that outside my garage, they had a gravel road, like a sand road, for 2 years. And I think it finally got in and gummed some stuff up. So my Speedo's not working. My blinkers I have to manually turn off. So I might play around with taking that all apart to work on it. But I know it took me, I don't know, a ridiculous amount of hours just to get the stupid windshield off to where I could even get at the dash. So I'm not really jumping into that process yet. I have a smartphone. That smartphone has what I need. So that's all I got. I'm using the smartphone for the, I'm using it for my Speedo. Another thing I'll point out, Walmart, gotta love it. Go to the bicycle section, not the auto section. Go to the bicycle, because they make handlebar cell phone holders to put on bicycles. Fits perfectly on the handlebars. Don't pay attention to the sawdust on the bike. It's dirty. I apologize. Don't care. It's my bike. I can have it as dirty as I want. Besides, it's a lot more fun to say, who's a dirty bike? So, alright, that's all I've got for now. Leave your comments down underneath the video here. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I've loved all the questions and comments that have come in on my other videos, so I can't thank you enough for all that. You guys are great, and hopefully my next video will be a little bit more instructive than not putting in the lights that I put in. I probably should have showed you how to do. Alright, no biggie. So, next one, we'll go from there. Won't happen until 2018, and hope you guys have a good day. Thank you.